All right. I think we're sounding good. I think it should move slightly in.
What kind is that? I'll make it work.
All right. You ready, Coach?
I'm ready.
All right, here we are, folks. We are glad that you are joined with us. This is the South 78 football show right here from the Good Eatin in Byram, Mississippi. I'm right here with Coach Chris Thigpen. The Terry Bulldogs looked very good in Week 1, defeating the Murrah Mustangs 47-0 at home at Bulldog Field. And, Coach, listen, your team looked sharp. You limited mistakes. You had more talent than Murrah had this year, but you also looked sharp playing the ball game.
Yeah, I thought we did too. That was always the goal, coming out the first game of the season, no matter who the opponent is, whether it was Raymond, a cross-county rival, or 7A team. We want to come out and look sharp, be hitting on all cylinders. We want to make sure we're hitting on all cylinders, offense, defense, and special teams. I thought we did that. We punted once in the game, and so – but every other special teams unit looked really well. Even our extra point field goal unit, we kind of changed some things up on that, but I thought that looked well. Defensively, hey, we get a shutout. Every game, if you can get a defensive shutout, that's a great thing, and especially for our young defense to come in, and shut out the team in your home opener. It gives you a lot of confidence moving forward. Of course, everyone knows Rondé Baker. He was Rondé Baker. He had a day versus Murrah, 5 touchdowns. Didn't really envision that, didn't really scheme it up that way. It just kind of happened that way. Anytime you can run the football, you're going to give yourself a chance to win games. And I talked to our team about coming out and controlling the line of scrimmage and dominating the line of scrimmage and being physical. And it's kind of been a point of emphasis for us, this offseason and early on. If we want to go deeper in the playoffs in 6A, our up front play has got to be better. And we got to be just better overall. But you want to set the tone, moving forward by being dominant up front. And I thought we did that. Brady had a really good game. I think he was 8 for 12 with a touchdown pass. Maybe would have had 2. We let one go right before halftime. And so, now the challenge to the team is, can we come back out week 2, go on the road versus another? Well, Canton was a playoff team that were in the North last year. Now they're 6A, but go on the road and try to do it again. That's the challenge this week versus Canton.
Yeah, and set the tone. You guys did. 47-0 win in Week 1. Canton is 1-0 as well after a 35-28 win over their rivals Velma Jackson. But kind of wanted to talk a little bit about your defense before we move on to next week. The defense was the big concern over the summer, losing 9 starters from last year's team. The defense looked very good. They didn't let Murrah get anything.
Right.
After that, the opening kickoff was a nice little nice return there for the Mustangs into you guys' territory. But other than that, Murrah just really had a struggle moving the football.
Yeah, and you got to credit the defense. You got to credit the defense. You got to start with our defensive lineman. I think one of our better guys, Amari Whalen, was kind of the anchor there that gave him problems. And then our 2 quick guys inside, playing low, playing physical, was great. And then I think, our linebacking core is very, very fast. And, we want them to play fast. And then, secondary-wise, when your box play is really good, it's going to be hard to get a pass off down the field consistently. And so our defense played well. We rotated guys. I asked Coach Benson how many guys did we play on defense. I think he said I don't know if we played 25 guys, but we could have potentially have played 25 different players at a particular time. And that's great to say if you could do that early on in the season, because later in the season it helps you build depth.
It does.
You never know what happens with injuries, and so getting guys in early to play is a good thing, especially defensively. And the more reps, the more game experience they could get as a unit and playing together, the better. We could watch film, we could walk through, we could show cut-ups and diagrams and things like that, but I think experience is sometimes the best teacher, especially with a young group.
Yeah, and so you talked about this a little bit earlier. Rondé Baker with 5 touchdowns on the ball game. Murrah just couldn't do anything with him.
Right.
And really 5 touchdowns and really basically a half of action for him.
Right.
He didn't play really that much. He had a running clock second half anyway. And so kind of talk about that a little bit. You're talking about how if you have a good running game, you put yourself in position to win games against big-time teams.
Right.
Talk about that and how you're going to use this running game with this team.
Well, Rondé is our best player on offense, probably our best player prospect overall. I think they knew about him going into it, but
Yep.
I thought, our scheme was really good. So if they try to load up and stop the run, I thought we had answers. And I think that's what you always want to have going into the game, or have different ways you can get him the ball and help him in the offense be successful. Braden Gibson had a really big game, almost 100 yards receiving.
Yep.
4 receptions. So if he would have caught one beautiful ball, he would have went well over 100 yards receiving. So Emmanuel Harris is coming along. Kobe George is coming along. And so we got different guys to kind of balance that out. And then, this week you may see more of another running back that I'm not going to name right now today that gets some carries, and we think very highly of him. We think he's a very good player also. So, yeah, Rondé had a game. We look forward to that. And I thought it had got to the point in the game where, they just didn't want to tackle him anymore. And he's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's physical. And if you're not used to tackling a back like that on a high school level, it's going to be hard. And then, again, I got to give our offensive line credit. Coach Carter does a great job with them, building them from the spring, the summer to now. Of course, you got to do it week in and week out, but he's been very hard on that group, very intentional with that group. Having a guy come in and John Burst, I think, helped solidify that group. And so, that kind of helped our offense and helped Rondé and helped us overall.
Yeah, you talk about Braden Gibson a little bit there, and so every now and then it seems like he might get overlooked just a little bit, but man, a great player.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what he does after he catches the ball that's so impressive as well, because he can break tackles. He's got speed where he can accelerate and get past. That touchdown we saw there against Murrah, he caught it. He was able to weave through, went through like 5 different defenders on his way to the end zone for the touchdown. Yeah. Talk about that, because you got weapons. The running game's the headline, but you also have weapons on the outside, and you got a good quarterback who can get them the ball.
Yeah, Gibson did a great job of exploding. When he first came on as a freshman and sophomore, we knew he was going to have exceptional ball skills. Sometimes kids come in, they have exceptional ball skills from maybe their background playing basketball or baseball, and they have really good hand-eye coordination. We try to build on that with guys. But his is really exceptional from a natural standpoint. So we knew once he grew into what I call his grown man body that you get your junior, your senior year, and that comes along with lifting and running. He could be an exceptional player for us, and he showed last week, he could catch a ball short and as you said, explode. That was a very, very great explosive run on the receiver screen that he caught and took for a touchdown. And then also, he could catch the deep ball. So a lot of teams, I think he's going to get off coverage, so he don't go by him. We caught Brookhaven in man. And we threw him a ball that he went up and got. Yep. But I think we're going to see a lot of off coverage when it comes to him, or maybe even some double coverage. Just depends on the game, the situation. And so that's why guys like Emmanuel Harris and Kobe George, Keeson Kendrick, Seth Moore, Kylan Gowdy, it's important for them to grow and come along, offensively to kind of take some of that stress off of him as being the number one guy. And so when we meet and we talk about things offensively, we try to put our players in the best position for them to be successful. When I'm game planning, I always try to pick my best players' best plays, or
Yeah.
have the plays fit the players, not the other way around. And so, but Gibson is showing he could do it all.
Yeah, for sure. And so let's shift our attention to this upcoming week. Obviously, had a big game there against Murrah. Now you're taking on Canton, and this is your first road game of the season. You're taking on a new 6A opponent. They were 5A, now they're 6A. And, this is a school that, had a real good year last year. Now, they have a different coach now. It's the coach from Callaway, and he was a good coach there at Callaway as well, with Damian Brown as their head coach. They're coming off of a win over Velma Jackson, who's a good football program there. Talk about that a little bit. Now, you're talking about a different team in Canton, a team that you would expect that they're going to be stocked up a little bit more than Murrah is this year.
Yeah, from what I could tell or gather, they have a lot of returning starters, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
Their offensive scheme is pretty much the same as they ran last year. They have the same offensive coordinator. Defensively, they kind of do some of the things he'd like to do at Callaway, but it looks like a mixture of things. And so they have players on all three levels. Their offense is good. I think they have a new quarterback, but they have an exceptional receiver in DB. That I think signed with Mississippi State or
Jaden Creation.
Committed to Mississippi State. So they have some explosive guys. They have two guys that run the football really, really hard. So we'll have our work cut out for us going on the road. I don't know what the environment will be like as far as their fans. I've been to Canton before years ago. I think our first year at Terry, we played up at Canton. Under Coach Bolton, and actually the quarterback was Jacobian Morgan that's at Jackson State now. He was his senior year.
Oh, wow.
So, but Canton is a team similar to Murrah. They're not as big as Murrah was up front on the defensive line and the offensive line, but they do have an experienced group coming back. So we just got to try to prepare our team to be ready for a lot. We did see some things versus Velma Jackson that we think should work to our advantage. And Velma Jackson is a rivalry game, and I want to say that was Canton's first time beating Velma in a number of years, even though Velma's a 1A and they're now 6A. So I'm sure they'll be hyped up, for the home opener.
Yeah, and Velma Jackson was one of the best 1A teams last year. They're now 2A. Okay. And so, but you're talking about that's a great program right there with Velma Jackson. But they were able to beat them 35-28 last week. So kind of talk about that a little bit. This is a road game for you guys. Last week we saw a great crowd at Bulldog Field.
Right.
It really came out nicely. The band was great and everything like that. This is a road game, but it's not too far out.
Right.
Make the appeal to the Bulldog fans, man, to fill up Canton with some maroon.
Well, I'm almost certain that we're going to have more fans than they're going to have at Canton. I'll say that. Between
we're looking forward to
the football team, our band and cheer, I think our core fan base does a really good job of traveling with us, whether near or far. They're going to come out and support us, and not just us, but the entire Terry High School. We're going up to North Madison County to play in Canton, and so it's not a hard place to get to. It's just a few minutes off of I-55 north, and so week 2 it'll be a great game to come to. I think, of course, we start at 7 p.m. So I'm asking all Bulldog Nations, make sure you come out and support the Bulldogs on Friday night.
That's right. This is the South 78 Football Show. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button to the TSJW Network for all Terry Bulldogs football coverage. Last question for you, Coach. Last thing I wanted to talk about is that, so last week, obviously, 47-0 win. You don't have a whole lot that's like glaring that is a negative there. However, I know that as a coach, you look back at the film and you see some things to tighten up. What are some things that you thought you would want your team to tighten up a little bit?
Definitely special teams. I didn't – the one punt we had, I didn't really like how it happened. I didn't like our snap. and punt may be the most important one because typically you're probably going to punt more than any other special team unit in the game. But
especially against the really good teams.
Especially against a really good team.
Yep.
So, you don't want to afford to mess that up, as a team. But there are certain areas, yes, where we want to execute at a high clip. So whether offense, defense, special teams, we talked to our team about, playing clean and not beating ourselves. That's our thing. We don't want to beat ourselves. And I thought last week and even the week before versus Brookhaven, we did a really good job of going out, executing, and even versus Brookhaven, letting the game come to us, not trying to force things, whether offense or defense, and we kind of let the game come to us. Last week we were somewhat aggressive, but we didn't have to be too aggressive because our running game was working so well.
Yep.
So we ran a lot of base plays. We really didn't get to all what we had planned to call offensively because, as I said, some of our base stuff was working so well, and that's a good thing. I mean, if your base stuff is working well, you don't have to go to that second option or that third option. That's great offensively.
Definitely. Coach, appreciate you joining us. This is the South 78 Football Show. Terry Bulldogs take on the Canton Tigers on Friday night at 7 p.m. Make sure you make the trip. If you can't, though, tune into the stream. We'll be streaming live starting there at 6:30 with our coverage. But, folks, we got more right here on the show, the South 78 Football Show, right now here in Byram. All right. So right now we're about to have Coach Benson, the defensive coordinator for the Terry Bulldogs, come up. But I want to talk to you a little bit about Good Eatin. This season on the South 78 Football Show, we're bringing it to you live here from the Good Eatin in Byram, Mississippi. And trust us, you do not want to miss this food here at the Good Eatin. This is the burger spot Byram's been buzzing about. Catch the show, grab a bite, and see why Good Eatin is the real deal. This is the Good Eatin in Byram, Mississippi. Coach Benson, Antonio Benson, good to see you.
Same here as well.
For sure, Coach, listen, want to commend you. There's not much better job you can do than a goose egg for the other team. 47-0 was the score, and your defense looked good. And you're having to build this defense up because they lost a lot of guys from last year. Talk about what you thought about how your guys did.
Well, our guys kind of felt with a chip on their shoulder. I always hearing all summer that we were the part that had to be fixed. We were so young. We lost so many people. So they took that personal. Of course, we lost some good players, but they felt like they were good players as well. So we went out to prove a point Friday, and we want to continue to do that as well.
For sure. And, so the thing is that I thought in that Murrah game is I thought you guys looked real tight because it looked like we had more talent as a team than the Murrah team for this season. But just the discipline of the team on both sides of the ball. But talking right now about your side of the ball, the defense, talk about that discipline. I know that you guys are working that.
I have an extremely well staff. We have Coach Johnson, Coach Washington, Coach Haley, and we drill it every day in every single drill. So I like to say that the standard is the standard. Yep. So if we're moving around, we're running, we're always going to implement those standards to those kids.
For sure. And now you're taking on Canton on Friday night. You're talking about a team that they put up 35 points in their first week game against Velma Jackson. Velma Jackson is a smaller school than Terry is. But they're a team that has been able to put some points on the board. Talk about just, hey, listen, what's that motivation heading into this game? What are you telling your team?
Again, not to be complacent. Murrah was a great game, great showing, but we still want to go out with a point to prove. 1-0 each week. So we had a great week of preparation starting Sunday. Came in, watched some film on Canton. Monday we started implementing the game plan. Tuesday we was rocking and rolling. Wednesday we was flying around to the football like Terry High School does.
For sure. What are some things, I mean, obviously, you get a shutout, so you can't ask for any more than a shutout, obviously. However, what are some things that you would want to tighten up from last Friday?
Create more turnovers. And actually want to create a turnover. I tell my team all the time, it's a difference between the team giving us the ball and us taking the ball. Sure. So I actually want to kind of limit those guys. We had some guys running wide open from Murrah. The pressure kind of helped us get to the quarterback before he could get the ball out. So I kind of want to tighten up that back end as well.
For sure. Coach Benson, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Coach Benson, defensive coordinator here for the Terry Bulldogs. This is the South 78 Football Show brought to you by Good Eatin. And right now we're going to have Amari Whalen, defensive lineman here for the Terry Bulldogs football team, a senior. And have him coming right now. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also like and share with anybody who's interested in Terry Bulldogs football coverage. We got it right here on the TSJW Network. If you're joining us on Facebook, we appreciate that as well. Amari, man, appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For sure. So, listen, man, obviously that Murray game went well. I mean, you could just say it went well, you know what I mean? 47-0.
Yes, sir.
You guys pulled off a shutout. Talk about that game and just kind of how it felt to be back on the football field and have that kind of success.
It felt good. Just coming out and not showing like no weaknesses in our defense, and them scoring 0 points. That was good, but that was supposed to happen. We was ready for it. Yes, sir.
For sure. And so now you take on Canton this week, and Canton, they put up 35 points in their first week game. They're 1-0 on the season. So this team's coming in with some confidence here. This is your first game on the road for the season. Talk about that. Talk about what your mindset is heading into this game.
Yes, sir. Well, coming from a home standpoint, we got to go over there, so just got to stay locked in, and we ready for them. We've been practicing hard, so we've been ready for them, and when they come, we're going to show them what we got.
Coach Benson was talking to me. He was talking about how his challenge to you guys this week is to create some turnovers.
Yes, sir.
What do you need to do to create some turnovers in these games?
Well, for me, what I need to do to create turnovers is I need to get to the ball. When I get to the ball, rip it out and let my teammates get the turnover so we can score on defense.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing, man, is that the pressure that you are putting on, and we saw this in the Murray game, pressure that you put on, it rushes the quarterback, and if the quarterback likes to throw the ball, you can force an interception that way too. Talk about that a little bit and just kind of how, because I know that you put a lot of work in this offseason. What's the difference that you felt between this year and how it felt last year on that defensive line?
You talking about me?
Yeah, for you personally, yeah.
Well, for me, I feel like what I got better than and from last year to this year is my speed.
Yeah.
Like getting to the ball and like running to the ball full speed. Like last year, I probably take a couple plays off of like running to the ball, but this year every chance I get, I'm running to the ball. And then my power, I feel like that's what got better, and my strike. So when I strike and get off the ball, and I can push that lineman and knock him off his feet, so I can get to the ball faster. Yes,
and you're getting after it pretty well, Amari.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you joining us. Look forward to seeing you on the field on Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
For sure. That was Amari Whalen, senior defensive lineman for the Terry Bulldogs. You're joined now by Patrick Joyner now, linebacker for this Terry Bulldogs football team. Hey, appreciate you joining us, man. Patrick.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, look, this defense has been a new-look defense in a lot of ways. Lost 9 starters from last year, but you guys are stepping up real well. Shut out in the first game. How did it feel?
Well, Coach Benson, he stayed on us, and we kept working. We kept getting better. And, like, all the noise, man, really, we've been blocking the noise out. And Coach Benson, he just makes sure we don't get complacent, and we just keep working.
For sure. And, folks, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. It's Terry Bulldogs football coverage right here with Patrick Joyner of the Terry Bulldogs. Man, my next question, look, you guys take on Canton this week here on Friday. And this is a team that put up 35 points in their last game. Man, how are you feeling? What are the coaches telling you guys heading into Friday night?
Well, every week we're just trying to go 1-0 every week. So no opponent is bigger than the other. We just come into every week with the same mindset.
For sure. I mean, you personally had a great game there against Murray. You were getting after that football well, getting multiple tackles, man. Talk about how it felt out there playing against Murray.
Well, first, I just want to give thanks to God for putting me in
100%.
the position that I was in, because, it kind of hit different when ain't nobody really just believe in me. Ain't nobody really think I was just going to have the game that I had. And I want to thank Coach Benson, too, for putting me in the position that he put me in.
For sure. Talk about the energy, man. You're there at Bulldog Field. The place is completely packed. Yeah. And, I mean, there's a lot of good energy there. Just talk about the exhilaration it probably felt.
Oh, yeah. Our stadium, the atmosphere, it was definitely different. I can see everybody cheering us on, everybody, school pride, and it's just a great atmosphere to be around.
For sure, man. Appreciate you joining us,
Thank
man.
you.
Patrick Joyner of the Terry Bulldogs. And I know we're going to have some more guests here. This is the South 78 Football Show brought to you by Good Eatin. We appreciate Marcus here at Good Eatin for partnering with our program, and he's here as well. But right now we got quarterback Brady Busby with us right now, junior quarterback for this Terry Bulldogs football team. Now, Brady, man, you look good in week 1. Your team looked great, 47 points on the board. And listen, man, we had running clock the second half, so you guys look great. I know for you, a big thing, being a junior, I know you're glad that you had a sophomore year under your belt, man, because it gives you an advantage over other junior quarterbacks that have not had that. Talk about that, man, and how it felt, how differently it felt this year in the first game rather than how it felt last year as your first year started.
Sophomore year, I was kind of shaky. I was still getting all the fundamentals in. And, well, I won't say fundamentals, but learning all my reads and how to see the defense and stuff. But first junior game felt like I had been doing it all my life. Yeah.
Now, that's great, man. Like, so, listen, man, y'all's offense has a lot of options. You got a great running back in Rondé Baker, but with you at quarterback and you got some good receivers as well, kind of talk about that and talk about how, like, your offense can be diverse like that.
Oh, yeah. Braden Gibson on the outside. You got Colby George, Keeson. Coach could give us any pass play, any run play. We could make it work.
For sure. Now you take on Canton on Friday, and this is a team that is a 6A opponent. This team had a good week 1. They won their first game. They won 35-28 over Velma Jackson. Talk about what the mindset is. What are the coaches telling you guys heading into week 1 or week 2 rather?
It's not going to be an easy game.
Yep.
It's going to be a fight. We just been watching film and like Scouto against their defense, and I'm still confident about it. I feel like we can go out there and give it to them and win, but we just got to play as a team to make that happen.
Yeah, that's good confidence to have. And for this team, it's great for your quarterback to have confidence there. That's great. And another thing that we saw from you in week 1, we saw you use your legs a little bit more than we were accustomed to seeing last year. You're obviously quick, but you didn't go to that as much. Man, you found openings against Murrah where you ran and you went and delivered a hit as well to the defender. Man, talk about that. Talk about that development.
So last year I wasn't as confident on my size. I mean, I was confident throwing the ball, but running the ball wasn't as confident. But this year I'm just putting it all on the line for the team. This is a team I think that we can win state with. So,
man, listen, and I don't think you're kidding, man. Y'all have a lot of good options. Talk about, 47-0 win, but you have to be critical of yourself even when you dominate. What are some things that you feel like that the offense needs to tighten up?
Drop balls. We had 2 drop touchdown passes, but there wasn't many other drops other than that. Rondé played great. Touchdowns weren't given to him. He had to work for them. So.
Yeah, they didn't want to take him down either, though, man.
Yeah.
Brady, we appreciate you joining us, having you on the show here. South 78 Football Show brought to you by Good Eatin. Yeah. Listen, hey, Coach, I can actually recognize Jaden. Oh, yeah, and I see the number too, so. Oh, wow. All right. Hey, you used to go to camp?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. When was the last time you were there?
9th grade.
9th grade, so this is your 3rd year at Terry?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's crazy. All right, folks, you heard it here first. It's Jaden Luckett right here, offensive lineman for the Terry Bulldogs. Jaden, man, you just told me right now, Coach just told me, you used to go to Canton.
Yes,
So
sir.
this game that coming up on Friday against the Canton Tigers is probably kind of special for you, I'm assuming. Man, how does that add a little extra motivation when you're taking on these Tigers?
It brings a little more passion into when I'm playing, because like that's where I'm from. That's where I came from before I came here. I've been there all my life. So when transferring and being able to go back and play my whole team, play my old friends, it's going to be a great experience, I feel.
That's pretty cool, and it'll be on the road as well. And so this past week, you guys look great. And on the offensive line, you created a lot of space. Rondé Baker was on the ground in the end zone over and over again. And, listen, you guys were clearing out room for him to run as well. Talk about that, man. Talk about how you felt the line did.
I feel like we did great.
Yep.
We had great spots, but I feel like we did great. The biggest part of our offense, I feel, is our running game. So the fact that we were able to open it up for Rondé to do what he does best, to run the ball, and that it really shows, like, in practice, we really work on it. Coach Carter, our O-line coach, that's really his main focus with us, making sure that we can run the ball because that's our biggest thing as an offense. So being able to go in the game and showing that we can actually run the ball against a different team, another team, it really felt great.
Yeah, for sure. And, you were a starter last year, and so, there are a lot of – you guys have a lot of new faces on, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but on the offensive side of the ball as well. But you're a returning guy from last year. Talk about the leadership that you have to show for the other guys that might have not started last year.
Being that I wasn't at Terry my whole life and coming in, and I wasn't really a talkative person, but with the seniors that was in front of me and seeing how vocal they were with the younger guys and with me and things like that, it really, it showed me how I should be when I become a senior. So once I stepped up into that role, I really, wanted to really play that leadership role for my guys so they can have someone to look up to and know what to do and what not to do on the field and then off the field. So stepping up into that role was a challenge, but I feel like it was a challenge that I was willing to accept and take on.
Yeah, so that blowout against Murrah, how much confidence did that give you for this on this team?
It gave us a lot of confidence. Me personally gave me a lot of confidence because I had confidence in my team going into the game, and it just boosted that way higher than what it was. Playing a team like Murrah and going in and dominating the game like how we did, and it's a great feeling for us, and I feel like we can carry that throughout the rest of the season. For
sure, I agree with you. Jaden, I appreciate you joining us.
All right, thank you for having me.
And that was Jaden Luckett, offensive lineman, senior offensive lineman for this Terry Bulldogs football team. We'll see who else we have coming up here. We're going to have C.J. Metters. C.J. Metters had a big game, getting multiple two-point conversions. Got C.J. Metters up here. Man, good to have you. Good to have you, man. You had a big. Hey, listen, you had a big game. You had a big game, man. You got in multiple times for those two-point conversions, man. Playing that halfback position. Man, talk about that, man. Listen, those plays were something. I mean, they caught. Listen, the first one caught us completely off guard, but it was awesome to see. Man, talk about that. That takes a lot of practice to get that execution right.
Yeah, we work on it every day in practice, and Coach DFN made it up, so we just executed it.
Yeah, for sure. And so Coach getting in his bag a little bit with that right there. So, man, talk about this team, man. 47-0 win. And, the thing is that you guys had more talent this year than Murrah did, but, man, you guys looked real tight as well and disciplined. Talk about that.
Oh, yeah, this year, that's just the beginning. We played that game off of straight just execution.
Yeah.
But when they get deeper in the season, we're going to be hitting on all cylinders. We coming.
They're looking forward to it as well. You take on Canton on Friday, and, this is a team that's coming off a win. They're 1-0 on the season so far, and, a team that had a good season last year. They're new to 6A, though. You guys will take them on the road. What are the coaches telling you heading into this game?
They telling us basically don't take nobody for granted. Get all the wins that you can to district to set you up for the big games later on in the season. So this game right now is just the next game on the schedule.
Man, so this is your senior year, man. You've played multiple positions for the Terry Bulldogs. And so, man, so how does it feel to find your spot on this team? Because I know that you're just a good football player, man, so you play multiple different positions. Man, talk about that a little bit and finding your spot. Because, man, you're one of those guys that a coach loves, the versatility.
Yeah, just being dedicated to the program.
Yep.
It's all about being dedicated to the program. Whatever coach needs, you got to do it, no matter. Because when a coach asks you, what position you play, you tell you just play football.
Yeah, no, that's for sure, man. You play some good football. CJ, appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate you.
Known CJ for a long time, man, and he has had him a great game there, first game of the season against Murrah. And I think we're going to have more players here on the South 78 football show. We're going to have Coach McGee joining us again. He was here last week, and he did color for us for week 1 in the Murrah game. Coach, good to see you again. Man, listen, hey, Coach, I heard that you guys went and got you another big win. You beat Germantown last week, and this week you beat Clinton.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you got these guys coached up. These are big schools here you beat.
Yeah, we've just been working all summer. Let's just go back to what I said last week. Being detailed and just being disciplined. We started the game off slow defensively, Stayed on the field. We supposed to be on the field. It was like third and long. We stayed on the field because we weren't disciplined. One of our DN jumped outside, and they paid for it today. They paid for it today. It was a good game. We started off slow, but we came out victorious.
And listen, that's big because I mean you're talking about these are huge schools. Listen, Byram big school as well, but those are big schools to knock off, and you're just beating them consistently now. But you could tell that, man, you're keeping these guys hungry for sure.
Yeah, I just tell the guys today, like, when you win one, you got to put it behind you because winning contagious. They at a young age and they don't understand that now. But when they get to high school, they going to understand it. I promise they will. And the simple fact that I'm able to teach them that now while they're young, they're going to be untouchable when they get to Terry.
Yeah, for sure. And so this is Coach Rod McGee. I don't think I said it earlier. Coach Rod McGee of the Byram Middle School Bulldogs. So, Coach, listen, another thing, too, and you just to piggyback off of what you said, a big thing when you're coaching middle school is preparing for high school. Man, what are some of the things that you're trying to do to prepare them for high school? Because winning football games is a big thing. Getting used to winning football games is huge.
Well, I'm just going to be honest. I don't care about winning games. I'm trying to change lives. And winning comes with it. But winning gets contagious. And the number one thing that I'm really teaching is discipline. Because you have discipline in life, you'll win outside of anything else. And when it comes to football, football teaches you life lessons. And that's what I'm trying to get the little guys to understand now. That the lessons that I'm teaching you through football, you're going to win in life with the same lessons.
Yeah, discipline is super important, especially for youngsters like that. Now, listen, man, look, I want to ask you this. And moving forward, what are some things you want to tighten up with your team? Because obviously they're winning. But what are some things you want to tighten up on the field?
Well, defensively, I want guys to stay in gaps from film, just watching film. We're not staying in gaps. And we're not being disciplined up front. Instead of jumping outside, that is crazy. When you're right there, standing right there looking at the ball. And we shouldn't be jumping outside. And we just got to continue to be in on the little things, the little small details. Because most coaches in middle school, they don't really care about the small details. And me being around football for a long, long time, the small details are going to turn to the big details.
Yeah, for sure. This is Coach Rod McGee of the Byram Bulldogs. You got to go check out the Byram Bulldogs, man. They're a good football team. They're winning games. Coach, appreciate you joining us. For sure. We got a couple of middle school players going to join us here today. Appreciate y'all joining us. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're joining us on YouTube. If you're joining us on Facebook, appreciate it. Man, what's your name, man?
My name is George Ratliff Jr.
George Ratliff Jr., man. Good to have you here, George. So, man, look, my first question is, man, you guys are doing some good winning, man. You beat Clinton this week. You beat Germantown last week. Man, talk about how it's felt to play these games.
It has felt good to play these games. I think that we're going to make it to the championship if we keep playing how we playing.
Yeah, obviously you guys are playing at a high level. Talk about Coach McGee's leadership here for your team. What is he telling you guys leading into these games? Because you guys are doing well.
Coach McGee, he is a very good coach. He's going to make you be disciplined and no excuses. He's going to push you. He's going to keep you going forward and make you get better to get to where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure, man. What position do you play?
Middle linebacker.
Play middle linebacker. Well, look, man, just talk about that, man. Because, look, obviously you guys are doing well defensively. Talk about your role in that.
It's a big role because you got to be the captain of the defense.
Yep.
You got to make sure everybody in the right spot and just make sure you know what you're doing and what they're supposed to be doing too.
For sure. George, we appreciate you joining us right here on the South 78 Football Show. George Ratliff Jr. right there with us. Got another one joining us right now. What's going on? What's your name, man?
James Ross.
James Ross?
Yes, sir.
And good to meet you, James. What position do you play, man?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. Okay. All right, so you're the quarterback. So we got the quarterback here of the Byram middle school Bulldogs. Listen, man, you guys are coming off some big wins. Obviously, you're putting some points on the board, man. Talk about that, man. What kind of confidence are you going through with right now after winning those 2 big games back-to-back weeks?
You got to push the offense to the limit and stuff. You got to listen to coach and do what he tells us to do, run the plays right and all that.
For sure, and I know that Coach McGee, he definitely, he holds you guys to a high standard. And you guys are meeting that standard. Talk about his leadership as a coach and what he tells you guys.
He's a very good coach. He pushes us to our limit. He makes sure we do everything right here. He doesn't want no excuse. He wants us to be great.
So, man, what's your goal what are some of your goals as a football player, man? Because obviously you're doing well at the middle school level.
Well, right now I just want to get my first middle school championship, my first year.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir.
For sure. What's your name, man?
Tylen Pittman.
Tylen Pittman?
Yes, sir.
Got Tylen Pittman with us. What position do you play?
Cornerback.
Cornerback. Oh, man, that's a tough position, man. That's a tough position, man. You got to mirror guys. All right, man, look. So, hey, look. You guys are doing well. 2 weeks in a row beating big-time opponents in Germantown and Clinton, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good. No, we got more to work on. We got to be more disciplined, but I think we can pull it off.
Listen, man, all 3 of you guys have the same attitude. You guys are ready. Y'all are hungry, but you're also humble. I like it. And I know Coach has been teaching you that. Just talk about what Coach is telling you heading into the next week after winning 2 big games like that.
The penalties, we got to watch the ball. Offense, we got to talk more. Defense got to talk more. You know, just got to lock in, get ready, get a big road game.
For sure. And who you guys play next week?
Brandon High School.
Brandon, yeah, Brandon. So that's a big one, too. I mean, listen, these guys are playing some big-time schools here. Man, look, so how much confidence does it give you to win the last 2 games, though? Do you feel that momentum heading into the next week?
It's good confidence. My confidence is up, but I need a little bit more confidence knowing that we can have a championship team.
For sure, man. Tylen, we appreciate you joining us right here. We got one more interview here. We're going to be talking with Coach Jacabrian Washington. So he coaches the D-line, defensive line for the Terry Bulldogs. Coach, what's going on, man? How are you liking the food? I know you're over there eating some.
Enjoying it.
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, you guys need to come by to Good Eatin right here in Byram, Mississippi. Right off the frontage road outside the South Point Center here in Byram. We appreciate them partnering with us. But I'm right here with Coach Jacabrian Washington. He is the defensive line coach. That's correct.
Yes, sir.
That's right, for this Terry Bulldogs football team. Also Terry alum, great football player in his own right. Coach, look, you got to be happy with your guys because they did a great job against Murrah. They were pressuring the quarterback pretty well. Holding the other team to 0, man. How'd you feel? What did you think about the performance?
Man, we talk every day about the standard. Coach Benson preached the standard every day to our guys. And so, Friday was just the standard. And so we got to do it again this Friday, and we got a huge test against Kent this Friday.
Yeah, you guys take on Canton on Friday. This is a good team. They won last week 35-28 over Velma Jackson. Smaller school, but great football program. So they're coming off a win. They're feeling good as well. Talk about that. Talk about going into an environment like that on the road, trying to beat a team like Canton.
Again, Canton was a team that made the playoff run last year.
That's right.
They got a talented quarterback. They got a talented offensive line. But we have to do a good job on defense doing our 111 like I say, Coach Brinson preach every day. And I feel like if we do our 111 and we do our job, then I think that we're gonna be in pretty good shape Friday.
Listen, there were a lot of questions about the defense heading into this season with losing 9 starters. But you guys answered the call. 47-0, getting a shutout there. How much more confidence do you have as a coaching staff as well as the players about the abilities of this football team?
Well, I think, as a coaching staff, we always knew we had the talent. All right, it's all about piecing it together. But from a player perspective, I think it's huge for them guys to gain the confidence to know that they can do it. And now – last Friday to go out and do it, and hopefully this Friday we put that exact same product on the field. Of course, a little tune-ups here and there, but I feel like it gave them a huge boost, not only for last Friday but for the season.
You mentioned tune-ups. What are some of the tune-ups that you would say that you saw from that first week?
Yeah, again, from the first week, from a defensive line perspective, I thought that our hands were sometime in the wrong place. Then I always like to see my guys hustling to the football and almost playing through the whistle. All right, I don't want no unnecessary penalties, but I want to play through the whistle. And so, again, just I use this word every day from a defensive line perspective, strike. And that's just I want to be physical with this guy right in front of me.
For sure. Coach Washington, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
And, folks, that will wrap up the South 78 football show. And we are right here at the Good Eatin in Byram, Mississippi. We appreciate them partnering with us and sponsoring this show this season. The Bulldogs take on the Tigers of Canton on Friday night starting at 7 p.m. That's when kickoff is. But we will start our coverage at 6:30. Tune in right here to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. So hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on. Hit the like button on this and share it with anyone who would be interested in Terry Bulldogs football. I'm Trellis Williams. We out. All right.